My name's Jim Cusick with Intero Advisory. I run our talent and sales strategy. And today I'm going to be talking about 3 questions that business leaders and sales leaders need to be asking themselves and their teams about LinkedIn usage. So the 3 questions are: how do you quantify success on LinkedIn? How much time do we or should we be spending in LinkedIn? And where does LinkedIn fit in our RevOps revenue operations for our business? So first question there, how do we quantify success on LinkedIn? I'm going to share my screen. No company is going to be quantifying success the exact same way as other businesses. There's nuances to every company. There's different ways you're going to want to use it. There's different experience levels, both with just how tech savvy people are, but just how much time they've spent in LinkedIn throughout their career, and just different sales styles. LinkedIn Sales Navigator, if you have what was the team version and that is now the advanced version, if you have LinkedIn Sales Navigator, you are able to, in the admin section, in your usage reporting here, you are able to see how your team is using Sales Navigator based on parameters that LinkedIn has come up with. Usage, effectiveness, that's all right here. However, these parameters, while Sales Navigator is really good at, or not Sales Navigator, while LinkedIn, is very strong at building a good product, they don't use the product how salespeople use it every day. Their customer success teams are training buttons, not strategies. They're adding things in here. One of the main indicators in that is how many emails did we send and how many emails were accepted. Obviously, to LinkedIn, that's a great indicator. For most sales teams, for most people using the platform the right way, that's not actually a necessary thing to track. That doesn't mean that you're going to see the outcomes that you want to see on LinkedIn because you're sending emails. There's a lot to it, a lot of nuance here. There's also how many searches you're making, how many smart links. Smart links are just like in HubSpot and other tools where you can track when people open any like DocHub, DocsPo, anything like that. Any tool where you can track when people open it. Same thing with smart links that allows you to track when people are opening certain links. It's through LinkedIn's platform. That's another thing you can track. That doesn't necessarily mean you're being successful in the platform. You need to start with your outcomes, things that you want to accomplish on LinkedIn, make it realistic, and then work backwards on the activities that you want to see here. We are the first company we're the first ones to say we're a LinkedIn consulting business. Everything we do revolves around LinkedIn. We leader in LinkedIn sales, branding, and recruiting enablement. We talk about LinkedIn's a place where sales, marketing, and recruiting can all meet. From a revenue operations standpoint, RevOps, it's talking about getting out of the silos between sales, marketing, and service, bringing them all together and understanding the relationships between them, and that's your revenue operations. All of those different types of things, yes, we say LinkedIn is a perfect platform for that. However, LinkedIn is not a place for conversation. LinkedIn's a place for engagement, to get in touch, to spark conversations. But the end goal is to have real world conversations in person, on Zoom, phone calls, taking those conversations off the platform. So if we're looking at that as the end goal, and we want to have 5 strong leads per month coming from LinkedIn, it's not going to happen right away. It's going to have to build on itself. But what are the activities, the inputs you want to see in LinkedIn to drive that? Are we creating the right searches with our ideal customer profile? Are we working in tandem with our CRM to make sure that we're connected, or at least tried to connect with everybody that we're working in our CRM? There's so many different things you can track here, and if you can't do it yourself, you need to have someone come in and help you with what do we need to define as a team, as a sales leader, as a business owner, on measuring success in LinkedIn. Otherwise, you're just spinning your wheels. You're using it as a glorified phone book, and your teams are just going to spend time putting in a couple general filters and mass messaging emails and just hoping and praying. Not effective, not a good use of time. Time is the second question you have to ask your team. It's how much time should we or are we spending in LinkedIn? Most people are going to undershoot the amount of time they spend in LinkedIn when you ask that question. We use a tool called Harvest to track all the time that we use in LinkedIn. There's a lot of timekeeping tools out there. You can just use a pen and paper and your clock and basically just get a rough number of over a couple weeks, where's the time going that I'm spending in LinkedIn? And then if you have those, the first question, you build those things that you're working towards, those things you want to see and accomplish in LinkedIn. How long is it taking me to even get there? You're going to have people who are super tech savvy, really fluent on the platform on your team, and you're going to have those that aren't. It does not matter experience level as far as sales experience, business experience. You can have people really experienced who are really good on the platform, and you can have people who are brand new that you say, hey, this person's probably pretty tech savvy, and then find out that they are literally moving so slow in LinkedIn. They're coming in here, they're like, oh, Baltimore, they click it, and then they're just kind of scrolling slowly. Maybe I'll save that person. I don't have any list. I'll just save them to whatever. All of this type of stuff just waste time. This is not a glorified phone book. This is a very strong business tool, but it's not the tool. Just buying the tool doesn't make you successful. You have to put a process behind it, and you have to understand how much time you should be spending and really work towards that. Third piece, where does LinkedIn fit into our revenue operations? If you don't talk revenue operations right now, if you have a sales and a marketing team and they're pretty siloed, how much time are we spending on LinkedIn? What are we trying to accomplish on LinkedIn? Those questions need to be asked, but like, where does LinkedIn fit here? How's sales using it? How's marketing use it? How are they working together? Are we leveraging networks on our team? Are we making sure that we're building on what we're doing on LinkedIn? That it's not just random, that we are creating intentional networks. We're being intentional with our activity, and we're driving things within our revenue operations to lead to the growth that we're looking for, to bringing on the right customers. If we don't understand where it fits in there and how it fits, there's really no point in even paying for a license in here. You might as well just stay on the free version, don't even pay for the premium version, and just come in here and engage a little bit in the feed, and you have a meeting with whoever, click on someone here, and you reach out to them through LinkedIn and just go about that. You send a connection, maybe, or not, attach a note to it. You're better off doing that, spending a lot less time on the platform, if you're not gonna approach it as this tool is gonna drive our business. It's a lifeblood to our business, just like our CRM is. And how do our CRM and LinkedIn work together? Some can be integrated together, some can't. Doesn't mean that you can't put a process behind it. All of these things are so critical. And if you don't understand how marketing and sales are using it together, you're not going to get any benefit. You're going to have some company page stuff where you maybe put a photo of you guys going to a happy hour, and you have some random activity. Maybe you have one person on your sales team who just kind of likes being an influencer, and they have a lot of connections and they're really jazzed about it, but that doesn't lead to anything. So those are three simple questions that if you can answer them and understand, this is where we want to be, this is where we are currently, and this is how much time we want to dedicate. These are the things we're going to track and measure, and this is where LinkedIn fits, and this is where we're going to be driving as a company. You're going to be successful. You're all of a sudden going to be like, wow, we're actually driving revenue from LinkedIn. We can attach revenue to LinkedIn. All of these different types of things are so important. It's an incredible tool. LinkedIn talks about how many decision makers. If I go to LinkedIn advertising, let's see. They're always changing these pages up. Go back to marketing solutions. New page. Here we go. 830 million members. That's worldwide. Obviously, there's some fake profiles in there. There's profiles that are duplicates, things like that. But let's just call it 750 strong members. Senior level executives, C-level executives. There's a lot of people who have their side hustle things in there. So I'd cut those numbers in half, but that's still a lot of people. 4 out of 5 members driving business decisions. there are a lot of, in B2B purchasing, there are a lot of decision makers involved in every purchase. However, 4 to 5, 80%, that's definitely high to me. But it's still really important. There's still a lot of decision makers on LinkedIn. Not everyone's active on LinkedIn, but this is I love their tagline, do business where business is done. People are on LinkedIn, whether they're silent people on LinkedIn or they're people who are very active on LinkedIn. They're there. They'll see your messaging. It's just, am I putting a process behind it? Am I reaching out the right way? Am I being strategic or am I being random? So I hope you can go back to your teams, take these questions, talk through what I kind of talked through with you. If you need more support, you want to get an outside perspective, feel free to reach out. Our blog has a ton of information on strategy, how you should be approaching it. It's a great place to start. So I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Again, Jim Cusick with Intero Advisory, run our talent and sales strategy. Continue to put out videos on our YouTube page around how-tos, strategy, and things to think about all around LinkedIn. Best of luck out there.